Welcome everyone to Arts, Custom, and Everything in Between. I'm your host Eileen, aka Eileen Little Crafter, and anything related to this podcast or to Little Crafter Show can be found at eileenlittlecrafter.com. So today we're talking about summer anime. As you know, we are already in fall, and a lot of the anime from the summer are ending. Some of them will not be returning because they ended. Typically, an anime runs from anywhere to 10 to 12 episodes per a season. Sometimes they only last one season. Sometimes they last, like, let's say one will start in the winter, or sometimes they'll start next summer, or whatever have you. It's just like, like a regular show sometimes. Yeah, like a regular show. Anyways, no particular order. I will say that there were two that I didn't continue watching. They lost my interest pretty quickly, even though I was excited about watching them. I'll just quickly name those to get you guys going. One is The Gate, and the other one is the Aquarian Lagos. The Gate can be found on Crunchyroll, Anime Network, and Hulu. Aquarian Logos can be found on Hulu and Funimation in case you guys are interested, want to check those out. And let me know if you guys watch all 12 episodes. Let me know, what you think of them. I really loved The Brave of the Six Flowers. I think that was really interesting, and the ending was so unexpected. I am definitely not gonna give it away. Basically, a recap of what it's about. Basically, it's about a demon king that basically is in a deep slumber, and he has to be defeated by the goddess's six petals. Now, she was the flower goddess who basically bestowed her magical powers in these petals, and they are now on the six heroes. They're basically in different places on their body, like one's a chest, one's on their leg, one is on their arm, shoulder blade, things like that. And it turns out that there's 7, and in the process of trying to get to, while they were in the second temple and they were attacked by the demons, it turns out that there was a bad guy amongst the 7, and they figure out who it is and are now going to go on to defeat the Demon King, and there's a new character that comes in. So once again, there's 7 of them. So it's kind of weird in that respect. I'm not going to give it away. But it's just really interesting how they go through one phase, and I like the fact that even the beginning of the show, they changed the beginning in the middle of it, and it reflected how there's conflict amongst them in order to find out who is the traitor per se. So that was really interesting. Game of the Place. At times it kind of dragged on. At times it was just too comical. And it's based off of a famous Japanese author. I forgot the name of the author. I'm so sorry about that. Should have wrote it down. Fictional work. It was very interesting, I have to say. I love it because I love detective stories. I like the whodunit aspect of it, and the fact that it's done by a teenager and a kid from high school, basically high schoolers, is also kind of interesting as well. And in order for them to be that smart at their age is pretty interesting to me. And basically, they have to figure out who or what is driving this formula that was created by the head detective, the teenage, I forget what his title is. I'm just gonna call him the detective, the head detective. He made the formula along with a friend of his, and later on tells his friend basically the formula is nothing but trouble, and excuse me, is nothing but trouble, and that it's flawed and we shouldn't be continuing to proceed with it. He gets highly offended and plots, not to kill him, but continues to do this formula without him. And he fakes his death, and somehow he gets followers and people to help him within the police station. The examiner for the police basically is on his side, and she helps him do the crimes, and basically it's a good story. I have to admit, it kind of reminds me of, has like a 70s vibe, 60s, 70s vibe, the way the music is, the way the some of the characters are drawn. It's a really interesting story. I'm not going to give away too much because then, it'd be too much also to talk about. Chaos Dragon. It turns out that basically the Red Dragon is being manipulated, and they just thought that he went on a rampage, and he's being manipulated by the princess, who was basically betrayed by one of her countrymen, and unfortunately, her brother has to defeat her in order to save his country and the people he cares about. And one of the bad guys, her name is Lulu, she winds up with one of the dragon hearts in the end. So that definitely is coming back for a second season, and it's a really good watch. Another one which surprised me, because as I was looking to replace the two anime that disappointed me, I found something called Sky Wizards, and that was pretty much, I forgot how many episodes ahead. I think it was maybe about 4 or 3, something to that effect. And I watched it, and I really, really enjoyed it. It's basically about Sky Wizards is how they're called devil beetles. They came into the world, and they basically destroyed the world, and the only way humanity can survive is through the Sky Wizards, and they basically have to live in these little communities, like floating rocks, and anytime the beetles come in their territory, they basically defend it by using the wizards. And there's a class called E06, E601, and they're the lowest ranking, and if they don't get their act together, they will be expelled. So they become the heroes of the whole anime, and it looks like it's gonna be wrapped up. Don't know for sure, but I think that you guys should definitely give that a watch. It's really good. Snow White with the red hair is Game of the Place is found on Hulu and Funimation. Sky Wizards can be found on Funimation and Hulu. Snow White with the red hair is on Funimation and Hulu, and basically it's kind of like Snow White, but without the 7 dwarves. This beautiful young lady with very beautiful hair, red hair, is sought after by her hair from a prince for her unusual looks. She also has beautiful green eyes, and she's very beautiful, very pale, like Snow White, just with red hair. And she doesn't want to become one of his concubines, so she basically runs away and meets another prince who they basically fall in love. And there's a lot of little trials and tribulations that they overcome, and in the end they find out that they really truly 100% love each other, and they want to be with each other, and they're working on being a couple, and that's how it pretty much ends. I was kind of hoping that it would be something where hopefully that it would continue where, you might see them end it where they are getting married and things like that, but that's just me. Another anime which surprised me because it was like towards the end, somewhere in August. It's called God Eater, which can be found on Hulu and Crunchyroll. How could I describe this? Basically, the world is running out of energy and they need a way to find new energy. They find it, and basically, it turns out that this energy source is old and ancient, and it's very volatile, and it morphs into creatures that basically eat humans and destroy the world. So humans have to huddle together in order to protect themselves, and God Eaters are created in order to protect them and extract valuable resources from these monsters in order to make something called an Ark City or something like that. I don't remember the name of it. So they are building towards a goal where they can create a ultimate fortress in order to be safe. So, and there are some new God Eater types that they're also working on as well, so that they can be more efficient in trying to hurry up the process. That's the word. So basically, that's all the anime in a nutshell. I will have a list of all of them, no particular order. So that's about it. I know that I said that I was going to be doing different types of, like the Night of Champions and the car one, but we're working on scheduling and stuff like that. If I don't do the Night of Champions, I definitely would like to try and I don't want to say 100%, but I would like to try and do the WrestleMania. I loved that one. I thought that was really fun to do with David, and so hopefully we can get back, on schedule and provide you with awesome podcasts or fun podcast. Whoa, I can't talk today, and yes, I am having my coffee as we speak. I mixed in pumpkin spice with a dark roast from Dunkin' Donuts. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening, and hopefully soon I'll get on those podcasts, along with the fall shows that I started to watch. Alrighty, guys, thank you so much for listening, and you have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.